Be careful what the fuck you ask for. You're like, man, shit getting boring. We bored with this mundane life. And we're right back into the fray, but man, it just is desperate as ever. What's up, it's your boy Centron. Come back with another rap video. And I kid you not, that's my real name. Can you get that shit out? Because I'm so excited, man. This episode just, man, shit, the fan, bruh. So we're back to the future. You know, pick up with Takemichi out off in the rain at a playground, a local playground here in Japan, dreary, dark, with it's compact sand, not a blade of grass in sight, and he's just training, punching a tire. Like, bro, what the fuck you doing? He called himself out here, trying to get tougher, strengthen himself up. I'm like, you doing this for 10 years straight? Okay, cool. You should have been doing this from the jump. Taking some karate class, and then learn how to hurt niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should have always been the MO, your weak ass. So, he's out there doing his thing, and then, Chifuyu, his homeboy, his partner, ride or die, stumbles upon him. He's like, man, I was heading to your house to go meet you. He's like, man, I got time for this. I'm out here trying to learn these Mortal Kombat combos and, put in some work. And he realized, oh, you Takemichi from the future. Bro, I thought we would never meet up again, man. It's good to see you. He's like, man, I ain't got time to focus on that, man. And so he gives him the spiel and tells him that Mikey, took out everybody in the future. Everybody's dead. Pa, you, Kazutora, Mitsuya. So even Kisaki himself got taken out. I don't know, just something that's bugging me, but we'll get to that at the end of the episode. But man, what the fuck is going on? He's like, man, what happened with Mikey? So, he's like, he passed away in my hands. I can still feel the warmth from his body on my hands. I'm like, damn, man. He's scarred by that moment. He's like, telling him, like, just, chill out. Just, cool your beans, for a second. But he just, stayed trying to get that Taibo workout in. And Chifu just drags him back. And, just, dude is bleeding. He ain't got a bleeding heart. He do got a bleeding heart, but he is bleeding from his goddamn knuckles because he's been punching a tire all motherfucking day. And he just finally tells him, man, this is the best thing I can come up with. I ain't got no other option. Me and Naruto racked our brains in the future trying to think about how the fuck we're gonna get out of this, this predicament. Harvey Dent. And they just came up with balls. That tells you something that they couldn't even come up with a plan. So he's just crying because he's just frustrated. Like, what the fuck is he gonna do? How the fuck is he gonna change the future? He has no motherfucking idea what to do. So we're just stuck here. And yeah, it's sad, bro. So yeah, we're at an impasse, and he's like, man, I gotta take control. I gotta, he's like. Chifu just tells him that I got you, man. He tells him he's got a plan, and that just calms Takemichi down. He's finally able to to take a breath, take a beat, and just get back to it. And he's like, man, appreciate that because I needed that, and it just calmed me down. He's like, yeah, I got you, dude. You my boy. So he's like, I'm gonna become the leader of Toma for real this time. Really take it over. And I'm not gonna let this happen again. So we see the preview of this gang, this dude in red, another guy in red, man. Just I almost feel like it's taking the place of Taiju, but man, the Yokohama gang this time, Tenjiku. Who's like, who the fuck are these guys? Never heard of them. They're aberration because maybe the past been changed, so they've been written in as the new competitors. And this guy is saying, Kisaki, oh, you coming to me? Why the fuck would you want to join us? Why did you join us? He's like, man, I want revenge. Like, man, this nigga. Golly, he gotta go, man. I still blame him for what happened with Mikey. Yeah, because Chifu was saying, is it that, Mikey needs your boy Kisaki? Because he's the darkness? That can't be right, man. But he did, was able to put that burden on him. But then that darkness just infected Toman. So I'm like, it can't be that, man. You just gotta, I'll be damned if that's the that we need. But Takemichi does say, like, man, maybe we need to go talk to him. But he already going to talk to this dude. So it's like, game on. He's trying to, get after these, because they're Yokohama gang. And, yeah, man, we're going to see what they're going to get up to this next episode. I mean, this episode. But they have, like, a mid-screen, like, text. They said this is going to be the last conflict, the biggest conflict that, Toman's going to be involved in. Like, what the fuck, man? Even more than, like, Bloody Christmas and the preceding one before that, the Battle of Halloween. I mean, what is this going to be? The battle of this, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something, but whatever. Anyways, I mean, like, we go to, like, to Shibuya. The boys are just fooling around. Takemichi saying that, we need to go somewhere and this, that, and the third. And Aku and, the rest of his gang, Redhead and, the other weaklings. I mean, they ain't as weak as Takemichi, but they still, ain't nobody. But they walk around the city, and these punks run into, some regular punks, normal citizen punks. And he's saying, like, man, how you dare you run into us and all this shit? And like, man, bro, chill your ass down. Real gangsters ain't gotta represent themselves like this. They move in silence like G and lasagna, as Wayne would say. And I'm like, I'm just gonna catch up to us. Of course you know that. So they come out and they run off because he said, like, my boy here, and he up here flogging, telling him he the captain of the first squad of Toman. They ran off and like, man, bro, you can't be saying that shit just out loud like that. And then these dudes in red, who we know who they is, roll up from behind and say, oh, y'all from Toman, huh? And it just fades to the next screen. You already know they finna get into it, man. It's like, we are screwed. And, Takemichi's talking about going to do some research. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm like, I'm lulled to sleep. I mean, even in between that, Takemichi saying he got an idea or whatever, and, trying to find out what the trigger is for Mikey, and what turns him from friend to foe, what it is, because he got that darkness inside him. It's deep inside him, and pause. How do we deal with that? How do we address that? We gotta first find out what the trigger is, and then, hopefully we can deal with it, and support him, because that's what we're there to do. What support him off for Mikey said, nobody, Mikey's a badass. He's like, top boss and all this shit, the toughest we know. But how do we deal with, like, nobody's ever confronted him head on, because he's just so damn strong. He's invincible Mikey, and we've always treated him as such, but he's still a friend of ours. We also know he's vulnerable. He said to Takemichi last episode, you're the strongest I know, and it's not about being, physical strength. You're mentally, tough. And think about it, these guys lost several members, Hina, at every turn, and he's still willing to fight. You know what I'm saying? Just the dude is unshakable, even though he might be weak. Yeah, so, we delved into that, but back to, they're in the room, and Chiefy is like, oh, man, it's boring. Not knowing that, man, some shit about to pop the off. And we see that these boys, and then get to the station also, because Takemichi said, I got an idea how to stop all this. And this is why we go to the station, going somewhere, and Chiefy tells him, you're on your own. And then we see, like, these dudes get off the train or whatever, they deep. We're like, man, what the fuck? And that's the Yokohama gang. Like, what the fuck? And then we see our boys, they running. They run up to Chiefy, like, man, these guys are whooped. So we started with them and whatever. Then we see them get off the train, and they got Aku. And you're like, man, what the fuck going on, bro? We gotta handle this shit right now. And man, it's wild, because it's a dangerous situation. They look at least like they're 30, 40, 50 deep, and we only got, a couple that can fight Chifuyu, and all the rest of them aren't even equal to Chifuyu. So I mean, like, he tell him right away, man, get the fuck out of here, man. I got this, man. I hold it down. Y'all niggas get back to the base, whatever. Just get the fuck out of here. And they chasing them because Chifuyu can't hold all them niggas back. He knocking niggas out left and right, beating. But they pursue, and then you know we're seeing like, oh man, are they gonna get away? This bloke comes out of nowhere and clocks the out of my boy Chifu. Like, I'm like, damn, bro, you could have, you know, introduced yourself or something. He had to sneak him like that, but the fact that he had that power to knock him out, I think he knocked him out. And, you know, he's one of the big four of their gang. And I'm like, shh, Chifu ain't even he might not even been in the top 10 of our game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a fighter. Now, don't get me wrong. He can handle captain level, you know, dudes, but one of the big four, that's a bit above his pay grade. So, you know, he gets handled. You're like, man, what's gonna happen? Because they had Akun, and Akun tried to feign ignorance when he said, "Are you part of Toman too?" Because like, you look like a punk. He's like, I don't know what's doing it. He's like, Akun. He's like, I mean, that was just him, but you couldn't feign ignorance. I mean, they would have kept going and beating him up and stuff like that. They had him hostage basically, and he rescued him. So they're in the run, you know. So they meet up with the other dudes who got it whooped, and they're trying to get away. Run into like a building, a bank, it looks like, and they're beating, you know, the door down, trying to get in. Because in Japan, a lot of places, like public places, and some of the semi-private as well, will just leave a lock, you know, just there. And during normal hours, you know, it's like under surveillance, whatever. It's not a, you know, sliding door access or anything like that. I mean, where that's requires key card access. You can just walk up in that bitch and you can lock it yourself because it's just, you know, that's it to the security. And they do so, and they, you know, try to go out the back, and they're trying to get away, and they just do so successful. I thought they were gonna get, you know, followed. They do so around the front. They haven't even realized that, you know, it's a building. You can go around. I mean, thankfully they're dumb as fuck, but they're getting away. And he's like, man, if it's this bad, and because he's saying like they got news. They got, you know, heard them saying that they're gonna come to Tokyo 300 deep, 300 motherfuckers deep, and man, we only got 100 members. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it just spells trouble. So he's like, man, Chief, you must be in big trouble. So he goes back for him, and you know, he runs to the, you know, dude. He just lariats the got his clothes on him, and he's like, man, yo, stupid ass came back, and then what do you call it? We see that our boys come back. They actually, you know, put up more. They look stronger than they were before, but then, you know, they just run out of steam because it's 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe more niggas, and you took out maybe 5 or 6 of them. You know, like, we're not completely helpless, but it is what it is. And then we see someone with a first generation. Is this a first generation game? That just somebody that they just started the game, but I mean, I think there's somebody new on the scene, and it's Kisaki. He shows up out of nowhere, and he's like, oh, okay, I'm here, and you should know this about. He calls him hero and all this stuff. It's just like, you know, he's letting them know that, yeah, we have ties, and it's just disheartening because, I mean, like, you know, this is that last episode, and we're not gonna find out till next season, whenever that is. Could be next year, it could be fall, I don't know, spring, next year, winter. But he's like, man, you should know by this point. He's like, Takemichi, he's put together something. He's like, don't tell me that it's you. And I'm like, what could this be? It could be one, that Kisaki has also time traveling ability, or 2, he has a way to, you know, get the save files on his memory card, and know in the future that something's happened, like transpired, you know, be able to have foreknowledge of, you know, of the past, that like, or, you know, something going on. He has full knowledge. I don't think he does, but he has some kind of knowledge every time it goes back and forth, that, you know, it clicks with him. He realizes he's in the loop. So I'm like, how the did this happen, man? What's going on? And that is where we end this season. But man, riveting season. Can't wait to next season, because, you know, I'm like, damn, it's kind of boring. War's gonna pop, you know, war hasn't popped off. And like, but man, it's frustrating and nerve-wracking when you deep in this shit like this, because it's just like, man, it gotta work out. But anyways, we're getting the fuck out of here. You're not even watching though. It's all good though. Finna do that salute like we always do. Like, comment, share. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Centron Anime, Centron Life, or Centron Laughs, or other social media.